And you could see that they were all slightly different heights. There's a slight amount of randomness to how much you get. Oh, good morning. Well, hello. Welcome one and all to episode 5. And we start today's episode with a tale of woe. I thought, between episodes, let me just crack into this sphalerite mine here. Let me just do a nice little bit of triangulation into the side of the mountain here. There's the home. Remember this lot where we found the very large reading? Where we've been getting our nuggets from. So I thought I'd set up a nice little mine. Come down here. Made a calculation. Well, firstly, the first sad news was that it turned out to be poor sphalerite. But I made a calculation that all I need to get me all the way through to getting 2 bloomery blocks going would be 10 stacks of poor sphalerite. 9.75 stacks to be precise. So I thought I can live with that. I can get 10 stacks going. So I had my little crate just there. I was just putting it in. I'd gotten up to about 5 stacks, maybe 6 stacks. We dug out quite a nice area. And then, cave in. And it just mashed. It just hit the crate. So firstly, the crate's gone. Don't know where it went. And we lost half the sphalerite as well. Unless it's somewhere. I mean, admittedly, I haven't been the most disciplined this time. But the vein was a bit more spread out in a slightly more awkward way than the malachite was. It started to get lower down, so I went lower down. And then I think I went up a little too high. I thought these... Let's do an experiment. I thought that... In fact, we can experiment here. I thought that they held up something there. Yeah, they do. And I thought they held up something there. They do. And I thought they held up something here, but I think this is the one that they don't. They do. Wait. Oh, no, wait. That could be that one. Hold on. Yeah, that's fine. But what about above it? What about that? Wait, hold on. Oh. What about there? Right. See, so that's the thing. Okay, so that is the thing. So that guy's actually being held up by this guy, I guess. So wait, so interesting. Yeah, so they hold up everything everywhere. Well, actually, that could be that one. It's so confusing. Anyway, I guess we can test down here. Yeah. Right, okay, so they do hold up 3 layers like that. But not 3 layers like that. That one's being held up by this guy. Okay, so yeah, that's probably where I went wrong. More than anything, is that I was digging pieces of sphalerite that were up on that block there. So I was expecting these support beams to hold... Oh my god. I was expecting this support beam here to hold up that block. When I was mining ones that were that high. Anyway, and then... We've lost over half of what we'd mined so far, and we've lost our crate. So basically, I think it's time to rage quit this mine. We're just gonna bail. It was poor quality anyway. We got 3 stacks, we lost a crate. Oh, and a ruby. I'd found a ruby that was in the crate too, and that's disappeared. And I ran around as well. I checked it didn't pop off somewhere stupid. But the sphalerite that did survive, and the water jugs were in there and they survived, they were all on the floor in the cave. So yeah, I think they got destroyed. Sad. A sad start, a sad reality. But we gotta live with it. Oh well. So let's not dwell on that. Let's move on to something much more calming here. The first thing I want to do is, the yucca. Yes, let's do that first. So the yucca's down here. Let's take all this out. So we could make more batches. Yeah, should we do that? Let's make another batch. So we're going to have to fill up these barrels again. And I'm going to want to make a few more barrels as well, because I would like to mass produce basically all the leather that we've got. We're going to make. We've got quite a few animal hides. But we're just going to need a lot of them to keep repairing the mittens to get us to the point where we can make the iron tongs. Quite a lot of leather to make, I think. So we want 3 more barrels up along the top there. see what we've got in the way of planks. Yeah, that looks good. Should we make it out of this? And once again, I think all three will need to be filled with water. So let's get that done. Alright, so throw those three. It's pretty horrible sort of eyesore, this corner. Anyway, so one of them is water, that's fine. Ah, right, yes. The other one, we need tannin and we need lime water. Now tannin we can do with white elm. Just need to get a load more calcite going again, don't we? Is the thing. Is that the thing? I think that's the thing. So tuck that in there. Tannin, fine. Plain water's fine. And look, how much of this stuff we got? See, loads. Okay, let's do the two large ones first. Do they start in water? I can't remember. No, they start in the lime water. So we need calcite. Where did we put our... Oh, here we go, here we go. I think it's 20 pieces, isn't it? Yeah, it's 20 pieces of calcite. That's fine. So if we throw this on here... That sound of the grindstone is just so nice, and that should be 20. That is 20. Look, can I... Thank you. And then in there with that lime water, throw those in and seal. Okay, excellent. Right, so that's the leather going. Now, something else I'm rather keen to do is try out these carts here. Remember when me and Verph were playing a little bit on the Poetica like public server? He had a few of these carts going, and yeah, I think for wood gathering, which is the next thing we're going to do today, could be quite useful. So I think, yeah, and the wheel is just sticks, and yeah, fine. So this should be relatively straightforward. Famous last words. 2 wheels. Did I get 2? Yep. We're going to need a couple of chests, and then wheels, and then planks. Alright. Now I'm presuming the cart with the chests in is the one we want. Transportation cart, I'm guessing, is one for players to sit in. So I'm presuming this is the right thing, but look at this thing anyway. If you haven't seen these before, this is going to be absolute vibes. Oh! Okay, I can still get into it. But there you go, look at the size of the inventory on that thing. Now, question. Oh, baby, it does take logs. Okay. Yeah, cool. So that's going to make transporting wood around quite a lot easier. And I think you just come in for here and... How do you pick... How do I... There's a way of basically you attach it to your back. I think there's a key. I think it's a hotkey, actually. From memory. I think it's being here somewhere. Okay, action key. Shift plus F. Let's just leave it on Shift F for a minute and just see if it actually works, even though there's a clash. Okay, it just works anyway, so I think that's fine. And then we just... Action key to get rid of it again? Yeah, perfect. Alright, sick. Now, presumably we can also attach these to our horses when the time comes. But yeah. For now, we're going to head back over into the scary woods where the bear was and try and get ourselves the rest of the wood we need for this guy. Oh yeah, look, and while we're here, I don't know what I'm doing wrong with this wild barley, but look, you can see on the right there, it does say it's wild barley, TFC plants, age 3, day period 2, part single, stage 1. I thought it was just as long as the age was 3 that this would work, but I'm only ever getting straw. I'm not actually getting the barley. I don't know why. Any ideas? One thing is about this cart is I've lost it a couple times already. You just be careful, like if I come too close to this tree, for example, like that. Yeah, you see that? You can lose them. So you need to... Yeah, I really snagged it on the tree somehow. Yeah, you need to be a little bit careful. I just turned around a minute ago and it was just like completely gone. I was like, Alright, sweet. Let's get this show on the road here. So is it just E when you're looking at it? There was a way, wasn't there? Oh yeah, shift and right click. So this looks like an awful lot of wood to be putting into this, and it is a lot of wood. But at the same time, you will be shocked at how quickly we use up all of this charcoal. We throw a torch on. As soon as it lights, we cover it up. Pretty much. Go on, mate. Like that. And you know it's worked because it steams. And indeed, every block around here is steaming now. So that's going to take a good few in-game hours. Let's check on the leather progress here. Yeah, they're ready to scrape. And these two that I scraped already off camera are ready to go in the tannin. And yeah, now we've got 14 of these to scrape. So we're gonna need a lot of knives. Alright, yeah, I feel like 10 knives should be enough for 14 hides, but I could be wrong. Then the world's our oyster, really. I mean, it's a couple of days later. It's Christmas has been and gone. In between this and the last segment I recorded when I caved in that sphalerite mine and lost my crate and everything. So we could go back to mining because enough time has kind of passed for me that maybe I feel like I'm ready to do that. Or else we just do something totally different for the second half of this episode. Alright, how many knives was that then? I don't think nearly as many as I made. I could have used over half of them, to be fair, because we had 11 to start with. We've got 4.5 left now. I wonder exactly how much, how many mittens this is actually even going to make us, whether that's going to be enough or not. We've got 8 pieces there already as well, I suppose. And I believe we can make string out of this real easy, can't we? Do we have to put it on the loom? Wait, okay, let's look at all the yucca stuff here. Okay, so the yucca string we just spindle, that's fine. So yeah, that's fine. Oh, the other thing to look at would be the cut leather. Oh, right, so we might actually want to make some copper shears to cut our leather with 2 knives welded together. But we can do that on a tier 0 anvil, which is our stone one. 99 was talking about in the comments about maybe having like a barrel of water right next to wherever we pull the like here, for example, as we pull the tools out, we just throw them straight in a barrel of water, which would make sense. But then we'd want to actually take them out of their molds, and while they're still hot, weld them here. Unless it's better to cool them just to keep the mitten durability usage down, then bring them over here, warm them on the forge so that we can just pick them out nice and hot and weld them straight away. Either way, I think isn't the whole thing with the leather, with the cut leather here, is that, yeah, we end up getting 2 pieces, so we double our leather by having the shears cutting them. That is kind of important. Should we just use up the rest of the spindle on string? So that's probably quite a lot. Let's just do 16. That'll give us a stack of string. Oh, 2 stacks of string. That feels appropriate. I don't even know what the yucca sack is for. I'm hoping it's like another inventory expansion. Well, there's a lot to consider here. Let's just make the yucca sack just out of absolute curiosity. So we need let's just loom up some of this so we just get a piece of the cloth anyway. Are there any other recipes? Oh, we can make the paraglider. But that's it. It's paragliders and yucca sacks. Those are the only craftable things, and the bales. Oh, wait, no. Yep, we can make leads. Ah, right. Okay, hold on. Tier 3, that's the only metal bracing there is. Okay. So maybe making a couple of leads is important. But yeah, that's it. Leads, hiking boots, yucca sacks, and paraglide. Okay. It's a very roundabout way to work all that stuff out. But yeah, you know, that is the life of prehistoric man. Experimentation, technological advances come from good hard graft, research, science, being at one with yucca. So first things first, very exciting technological advance here. The paraglider. So if you haven't seen this thing before, we had this in our hardcore playthrough. It lasted quite a while. I mean, does what it says on the tin, right? Can be risky because when you think it's like Elytra, how many like Elytra deaths there are when people jump off cliffs thinking they've got their Elytra equipped when they haven't. But yeah, that's really fun. That's cool that we've got that. Okay, and then the next thing was to just see what this sack is all about. Do I need a knife in my inventory or something, or in my offhand? Or is it that I need 2 canvases to do the napping? Like you do with stones? Maybe that doesn't feel like intended behavior, but that might be the reason it's not working. How do we do that? Not sure. Well, look, I do want to make a good few leads. Maybe we should build like a barn or a stables or something to keep animals in, and like probably like in this corner here. It looks like a nice spot for them all to go. Could just be quite a small little pen in here. If you imagine, like, if we lined up some wall along here, 2 blocks high, and then we'd go like, yeah, fences across the front, and we could just have like mixed animal pen in here. Doesn't need to be anything, yeah, too complicated. I was thinking building a barn, but actually might be nicer to just be able to see them outdoors, and also to keep this first little base location here just as kind of rugged and rural as possible. I think we'll use these like light logs here, the mountain ash. It makes 8 fence gates, that recipe. That's horribly unnecessary. So things will be able to drop in, I suppose. Like, it doesn't much protect them from predators. And pop that there. Yeah, I think that's good. We could cover it in the future as well. Yeah, I think let's keep it simple. Put our fences or our gates there. Whoopsie. And then just a torch there. Supposed to have a torch there. Alright, it's a picturesque scene. I love it. And yeah, we can fill that with some animals basically before the episode's through, so that's nice. And yeah, let's dig out all of this charcoal, baby. And this is one of the reasons why I like to build the inside of the charcoal pit out of stone, so that then my shovel at the bottom doesn't just accidentally start, you know, digging up the dirt. So we'll see. I'll show you in a minute just how much of this charcoal we get from what was it, 30 stacks of wood, yeah? 3 by 5 twice. Yeah, 30 full stacks of wood. Okay, let's see. Alright, so we got 5 stacks, just shy of 5 stacks. And you could see that they were all slightly different heights. There's a slight amount of randomness to how much you get. Ooh, good morning. Yeah, 5 stacks from 30 stacks of wood, 5 stacks of charcoal. And we'll, like I say, we'll use it shockingly quickly, I believe, when we go about making all the bronze for the bloomeries and stuff. Although maybe not as quickly as when we start actually filling the bloomery with charcoal. That's when it gets really messy. But anyway, look, so here we can hopefully make our forge. So we put 8 pieces like that. And then we just need a fire lighter. Good, it worked. Okay, so that is a working forge, and then you just throw charcoal in there, and we could start heating up metal and things. And if we got to the point where we had a crucible, we could throw that on top as well. But yeah, now that's built, at any point we can just look in there and just with a fire lighter just get it going. So we'll put our fire lighter down there next to the mittens. Brilliant. And yeah, this is simple, but like I feel like that's effective. I feel like that looks cute. We do need somewhere to put all the charcoal we just made, and it probably makes sense for it to be stored somewhere here. So maybe just a little chest actually out here would be the way to go. Yeah, that'll do me. Also, if we get some shears, I suppose the sheep will end up being really useful. But I think you can only shear sheep that are familiarized anyway. I don't think we can like just make some shears and oh yes, there's peaches on that peach tree up there. Let's go grab those. I do love a peach. Ain't that a peach? Right, I guess we should be a little bit careful here, because there's a fire right there, and I don't trust this guy to not be an absolute moron. Okay, good. And until we've got a load of grain, we can't actually familiarize them, and it's becoming autumn now as well, so it might be a while before we have the grain to even familiarize any of these animals, but they're going to add vibes just by being there, right? And just looking cool. So, yeah, that's fine. You, sir. Ah. I want that next to my house. Is that bismuth? It might be, but if it is, it's deeply underground. Perfect. Bush can go there. A couple of horses maybe would be nice. So I suppose let's check this one. Age 3, wild barley. But it still says stage 1. But I suppose it could be that I'm just supposed to use my hand. No, I thought it was knife. Something isn't right with the barley around here. I don't know. If you've got any ideas, let me know what you think, guys. Right, 20 peaches is probably enough anyway. See, look, because there's so much of this barley. Like, if we could harvest all this, we'd be able to just be familiarizing our animals immediately. There's something awry. Yeah, let's see if we can't find a couple horses. I'm pretty sure I left some horses somewhere. Like, I found some, didn't I? I swear we did. They might have been a little bit further away than I care to admit, though. Oh no. Here he is. There's two, like, right here. This is perfect. You, sir. And you, sir. Are there any more? Okay, let's just bring you both back, anyway. I'm totally fine with 2 horses and 2 sheep to kick us off. That's wild wheat, and that's at age 3 as well. So, knife. Yeah, and still it just gives me only thatch. Alright, party time, people. Everyone's happy. There it is. 28 leather. 42. And then with our shears, we'll be able to double that. So that's alright. Also, I just realised there's an extra 22 charcoal there. Alright, well look, let's try and get a little bit more used to our metalworking now by making some shears. And I'm guessing it's probably wise to make bismuth ones. I'm just looking at my tools already to think if there's anything else I need to make, but I don't think so. Okay, that's the first thing. Let's make one more spindle. I think every time there's a spare gap in a pit kiln now, we're going to make a spindle. 30, 20, 50. So that's going to make us 200 units of bismuth for our 2 knife blades. Maybe a barrel of water is a good idea, and we just like put them in and just try to just cool them down just to the right point. But once they're solid and they can come out of the molds, are they still going to even be weldable at that point? Who knows? Oh, how annoying. We're going to have to do it again. Because we can't weld bismuth on this anvil. Oh, God. Okay, so I need to make 200 units of copper. Of just normal copper. Okay, well, we'll have the 200 units of bismuth in a vessel, and it will just harden, and we'll just have to recook it another time. Alright, so that was slightly stupid, but not the end of the world. We've just made 2 ingots of bismuth bronze a little early. And this will finish first, and we can cool down all the tool molds and things. And then that will finish second, and grab the copper and start pouring the knives. Alright, cool. Right, okay, so that first one just finished. So let's grab all this stuff. And yeah, it's a shame, but we've got nothing to pour it into. So we are just going to cool that bronze straight down. Cool those molds straight down. And the spindle head. Right, and now there's nothing cold anymore, so that's not costing us any more mitten durability. And yeah, I think it's going to be tough, man. Like, either we use up a load of mitten durability waiting for the knives to cool to the point where they're solid, but still hot enough to weld. or we just cool them right down and then heat them back up on here, which will cost us some charcoal, but it will save mitten durability. And I think it will save quite a lot of mitten durability, because we could be waiting a rather long time for them to cool. The other way of doing it would be when this finishes, is to sit around and wait for a moment, so that they do a bit of their cooling when they're not in our hands, and then we pick them up and quickly do it then. But that's risking like missing the window altogether, you know. Another little question for you in the comments: does anyone know, is there anything we can actually do with rotten food? At the moment I just throw it in the bin, but if there's something we can do, oh, there's actually a bin, I could just put it in there. A literal bin. But yeah, if there's something we can do, like can we make compost out of it or something, I don't know. That'd be fun if there was something like that. Okay, it's ready. Let's go. So we can just cool our spindles immediately. And then, yeah, let's pour this. Wear protection. Okay, another option is this. Oh, the vessel's still hot, even though it's empty. Okay, so now we just watch them. Okay, yeah, this is a good way. Because the worry is, you put them in there, they'll cool just too quickly and we'll just miss the magical window. But right now, it's not costing us any mitten durability, but we can just keep our eye on them, because they're in an inventory that we can see it. And so what we're waiting for is for that liquid to turn to solid. As soon as it turns to solid, we grab the blades out, we throw them on here, and hopefully they're still weldable. They should still be weldable. This is good. This is good practice as well for what we're going to do when we start making our double ingots to try and make the anvil, which we'll probably do next episode, I think. A little bit of mining and a load of metalworking next episode. So this is like a little starter, a little appetizer, if you will. Oh, they're solid, they're solid. Let's go, let's go. They say can weld. Yes! So that was with a shift right click. And there they are, the copper shears are made. So now if we throw them in here, cool them right down. Yeah, and the mittens have stopped taking durability now. I actually really like this, you know. This gives the metalworking a whole nother element of gameplay, of just being aware of what you're holding. Quality vicious. Plus 15% attack damage we get on shears. It's not very useful. So I'm pretty certain, but I do want to try. Yeah, we can't shear the sheep that are not familiar to us yet. So that's where we need the grains anyway. But we should be able to double our leather. And this is another thought. How much durability on these copper shears do you think processing 28 pieces of leather, 42, sorry, pieces of leather is going to be? Oh. No, it's not leather straps. That's not what we wanted. Maybe... Wait, hold on. Does it have to be the iron ones? How do we do it? Those are Minecraft shears. And those are the Terrafirmacraft shears. No, doesn't seem to be a conversion recipe there. The only way we seem to be able to get... Interesting. Well, that's a thinker. Not sure about that. Anyway, it's not the complete end of the world to have made these shears. Once we familiarise the sheep, we're going to need shears for them anyway. And I think the other thing is that was a good lesson in welding. Like, we can pour ingots and then leave them sat in the forge and wait for them to get solid and then weld them. So we should actually be able to do our classic technique of making double ingots fresh out the ground. So I think we could actually make our copper anvil next time I think. So yeah, thanks very much for watching, people. I hope you've had a good one. I hope you had a good Christmas and everything else as well. And the last thing to say as well is a massive thank you to our very first ever Patreon patron, Mr. Martin Stewart. Shout outs to you, my friend. You're a legend. And thanks so much. It's awesome. You will get your selection of DankNStein tunes sent your way, and we're going to have to set up a little server as well as part of the Patreon sort of goodie bag, I suppose. But yeah, Martin Stewart, absolute legend. This guy's a real OG. Like, he was one of the people who turned me on to Terrafirmacraft Reloaded as a pack to play for Series 2 after we'd done Terrafirmapunk. And yeah, you know, I set up the Patreon the other day when I started this series, but I didn't want to shout about it, so I just left the link in the description there, and Martin found it. So big ups to you, my friend. Thanks so much. If anyone else wants to join him, the link's in the description. There's going to be a Terrafirmacraft server for patrons starting soon, and probably a Zomboid one as well. So yeah, shout outs. I'm so grateful. You're a legend. And thanks everyone else for all the support on this series as well. I think people seem to be really responding well to this series. I'm really enjoying it. Our tree has grown. Everything's coming up Millhouse. So thank you all once again. Like, subscribe, share. Be excellent to each other. And I'll see you soon, yeah? Alright. Peace. Take care. Bye.